must be a raid. It's worse than a raid. Oh, Godfrey, Daniel. We're not home. Slide a note under the door.
Mason, are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. It's my toe. I've got 9 others. Would you get that before he knocks the door down?
Yeah.
How long did you plan to keep me out there?
How long before you gave up?
What are you doing?
It's a new kind of exercise. You lose weight by losing digits.
Play with that another time, please. File these papers. I want that witch out of my life as soon as possible. I don't care how you do it. I want the marriage dissolved by this week's end.
Dissolved, huh? Well, maybe I can throw some water on her and see if she melts.
By week's end, Mason.
That's a tall order, Dad. I don't know if Gene will take too kindly to being dissolved. Nor will the state of California. It takes 6 months, you know.
In the hell with California. Try Mexico, whatever.
You
call me when you have something.
Sorry, Dad. I'm booked for the rest of the day.
Did you hear me correctly?
Yeah, it's my toe that's damaged, not my ear. But if you've forgotten, today is the day of Jake Morton's arraignment. I have to be there.
Since when do you handle one case at a time?
All right. If you promise to leave, preferably now, I'll see what I can do about getting rid of your better half.
Good. Good. If I have to come again to you for legal satisfaction, I'll get another attorney.
Make sure you include combat pay in his retainer. Have a nice day, Dad. How does it feel being invisible?
I missed you last night.
Me too. I'm glad I stayed, though.
Yeah. How's Haley doing?
Well, she didn't sleep too good last night. She had a lot of nightmares. Instead of waking Ted, she spent most of her time down here.
Were you with her?
Can't say I did much good, but...
Yeah. Well, I was working too, and Jake Morton swears he's innocent. He's offered to take a lie detector test to prove it. What does that tell me?
Does that confirm your feeling that maybe he didn't do it?
Well, if he did, he's taking an awfully big risk trying to fool a polygraph.
Ask me no questions. I know tell you no lies. Got the answer.
Well, we got nothing to worry about. As soon as I build an ark, we'll sail ourselves down the mountainside.
Oh, perfect.
Believe me, I'd carry you and the car down on my back if I could. Anything to get out of here.
You know, this isn't exactly a moonlit cruise for me either.
You make a lousy kidnapper.
Good thing it's not my life's work.
The storm should be over soon. Since we're both stuck here, we might as well make the best of it, right?
How?
Well, how about some kind of truce to start with?
Truce. I guess I should be pleased.
Yeah, we haven't been too big on pleasing each other lately, have we?
We did for a while, Jeffrey.
Well, we were on an emotional roller coaster for a while. Exhilarating at times, but I think we should be glad that it's over.
No, I get such mixed feelings from you sometimes.
Well, I guess that's just the way I am.
Yeah, well, fine, great. I was only trying to help you, Jeffrey. Don't you realize that? Well, I was wrong to try. How does it feel?
Broken?
Maybe you should see a doctor.
No, he'll just tell me to wrap it tight and get on with it. I did and I will. Maybe I'll start a trend. I'm told women love a man with a limp.
Oh, yeah, it's very sexy, but you know, maybe I should move all the furniture back, otherwise you're gonna break your leg.
Oh, no, I consider it a challenge.
Mason, I don't want to sound like I'm always complaining or anything, but...
But my father drives you crazy.
Yeah, I don't want him to get to me, but he does.
Victoria, my father could get to Job.
No, it's not so much his moods. I don't care about that. I do care about myself and the baby. I don't always want to feel like an outcast.
That's funny. I've made that speech myself several times.
Well, then why do you let him treat you that way?
Because I accept him for what he is. I may not like it, but I know I can't change it. And he knows he can't change me. It's a contest of wills.
Well, where do I fit in? Is he ever going to accept me as your wife? Is he ever going to accept my baby?
Our baby. And he'll accept it because it suits his needs.
That's not enough. I don't want to be treated like Haley.
Haley's different. You forget that her aunt is the eternal thorn in my father's side. Besides, I said I'd take care of you, and I will. That includes the baby. We may just be all the family that child will ever need. My father be damned. The baby will have me.
Well, I've had enough aggravation to last me for the day, I can tell you that.
What did Mason say, darling?
You know, you think Mason would move like lightning to get Gene out of our lives, but no, he's got other things to do, so we wait. Not for long, I'll tell you that. I made that clear.
Isn't Jake Morton's arraignment today?
Oh, that's an open and shut case, Dolly.
Oh, maybe.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Tell me more about Gina. What's going on?
Gina is going to be hit with the fastest divorce of her life.
Well, I gotta honestly say, I mean, it's been the longest 4 months either of you have had to go through.
This is true.
Well, when's the big day? Oh, now, what's that supposed to mean? You're not going to elope or something like that, are you?
No, darling, we're just not going to have a wedding right away.
Why not?
Look, sweetheart, we would just like to wait until Kelly is really back with the family.
I don't think with Haley and Ted, what they're going through, it's really appropriate.
Well, if anything, this family needs to be together. You two have shown us how strong we can all be.
Thank you, darling. Well, we're together.
Yeah, but we could use a wedding. We need something to celebrate.
Dolly, we will celebrate, I promise you.
Well, how about right now?
Well, not right
As soon as the divorce is settled, we shouldn't wait another day.
I have to admit, I don't have much patience left.
That makes two of us.
Well, that settles it, doesn't it?
Tasty, if I may say so myself.
Not hungry.
You lie about as well as you kidnap.
Jeffrey, why do you hate my family so much?
Because they're there.
Just the crack I expected.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't disappoint you.
You know, I know my father and Mason are stubborn at times.
They threw me to that district attorney for what? To keep a low profile? No, no, not in your life. To keep your father's record cleaner. That's not stubborn, that's diabolical.
Listen, I told you I am upset about it too, but I had nothing to do with it.
I didn't say you had.
Then why are you using it to keep this rigid boundary between us?
Kelly, what you're looking for you can't create it, you know. It either is or it isn't.
We had something, Jeffrey. I didn't imagine it.
No, you didn't. We had some very real feelings. Some very special ones.
Right. Then what's happened?
Nothing. Nothing. They were just isolated moments, that's all.
You know, what I felt continued to grow into something big.
Well, then I'm sorry.
It all goes back to my family, doesn't it?
Why do you keep on harping about that?
Because you do. I mean, it is only obvious how much you hate them. Why?
Look, let's just stop this while we're speaking to each other, all right? Here. Some breakfast.
I don't want any breakfast.
Fine.
You know, I don't get it. You sit there and you judge us. You say that we use people and that we have all these secrets where you are no better.
You're quite right. I'm not.
Why? Why am I right? What are you not telling me, Jeffrey? You know, after everything we've been through, I thought I was okay. I didn't think anybody could get to me anymore. Oh, I feel so stupid.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't.
Why not? Why not? You're welcome. Go ahead and have a good laugh at me.
Well, well, twice in the same day. Come in, Miss Lane.
It's Mrs. Capwell.
I'm sorry. I really am, and I apologize for coming out so strong earlier.
Apologize to Mason, not to me.
Look, I do not expect you to understand my relationship between my son and myself in a few short weeks.
Oh, I've got a lifetime to learn, don't I? I can tell how overjoyed that makes you.
Remember something. I brought this marriage together.
Only to protect Eden.
What do you expect? You did everything in your power to come between Cruz and Eden, even to have one last desperation act of getting pregnant.
I would never use this baby against Cruz or Eden.
You don't have to now.
Now, I wonder how you would feel about me as a daughter-in-law if I wasn't carrying Cruz's baby.
I don't think my opinion matters anymore.
Oh, yes, it does. You make it matter. You know, Cece, I know you're not too thrilled at having me in your family. Have you considered I'm not too thrilled at having you in mine? But I'm willing to try. Are you?
Hi, Tori.
Hello.
How are you? I thought I heard the door.
Yes, I stopped by to see how Haley is doing.
It's really rough.
May I see her?
I don't really think she's up to it right now.
I think she might enjoy it very much. She's in a room. It's upstairs. Last room on the right.
Thank you.
Did I smell gunpowder when I walked
find
in?
that woman's concern somewhat nauseating. That's all.
I think she is very sincere.
She's trying to worm her way into our lives and our family.
What are you talking? Listen to yourself. She is in this family. That's what you wanted. That's what you got, and you had better learn to live with it. You're not going to get any sympathy here.
You're a hard woman.
When I'm right, I'm right.
All right, all right. I still didn't bargain for her being underfoot all the time.
You realize what you're asking me to do, Cruz? I was the one who found Haley.
Look, the man doesn't have any money. Now, I know you're in private practice now, but he needs a good lawyer. He's in a lot of trouble.
You should have seen her. It was horrible.
I don't doubt that, Julia. But prosecuting an innocent man is not going to undo that.
What makes you so sure that he's innocent?
I'm not sure he's innocent. Can we come to my office, please? Now, for one thing, the guy's record is clean. He volunteered to take a polygraph. And what's more, he could have left town. He had nothing but time to blow town. Instead, he shows up in Haley's room.
That's it. That's
Hey, he was not threatening her. He was there to tell her that he thought Ted was wrong. Now, think about it. You got a guy here who's more worried about what his supposed victim thinks about him than about getting caught. Does that sound like guilt to you?
Okay. What about an alibi? You got an alibi, Cruz?
Well, not yet, but I'm working on it.
You know, next to murder, this is the worst possible crime to a woman.
I'm aware of that. That's why I'd like to see a woman defending him.
Oh! Well, my compliments to your PR. Cruz, I'm sorry, but I'm not in a position right now to defend him. It just doesn't go with my life.
You lost me. I don't know what that means.
Forget it. Just forget it. It's personal. I know it sounds like a lot of hogwash, but...
Okay, fine. You don't want to defend the guy. That's fine. All I'm asking is you just sit here while I question him. Then you can make up your mind.
Cruz, why do you always do this to me?
Because you're a champion of the common man, Julia, of a common person.
Save the soft suds, will you? Just go get him.
He's on his way.
Sleeping on the job?
I was dreaming of a vacation, of a warm beach with lots of sunshine.
This is California. Why dream?
Yeah, well, my California is full of holding cells and interrogation rooms.
So you have visions of coconut oil and pina coladas dancing in your head, huh?
Let's just say that I have a need to reconnect with the sea.
I'm a big believer in following your primal urges.
What happened to your foot? Did you finally get it caught in your mouth?
Yeah, I almost choked on it.
If you're looking for Jeffrey's name on that holding list, it's not there because he was released on bail.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find out who posted it.
Rumor has it was Kelly.
Uh-huh. Once again, rumor is correct. I'm afraid that little sister is rather down on dear old Dad and the rest of us these days.
So, Jeffrey isn't the only one disgruntled by the
Not
Capitals.
the only one? No, it's practically a national pastime, Julia. Tell me, you're the strong, solid, if not silent type. Do you think you could ever adjust to the idea of being a Capwell?
Me? A Capwell? I don't think so.
I'm afraid Victoria's been wrestling with the pros and cons of it of late, and the cons seem to be winning.
How so?
Well, maybe it's not so much being a Capwell as one Capwell in particular.
Come again.
Well, for instance, I don't know where Jeffrey's grudge comes from, but usually ill will of that nature can be traced right back to our Lord and Master, C.C. Capwell.
With Victoria, too?
Let's just say that I believe that both Victoria and Jeffrey have been used and abused, along with a lot of other people, in the name of Capwell.
Finally, the rain stopped.
Oh, good. Even if I have to pull that car out of the mud, we're gonna get out of here.
Huh, you've read my mind.
Oh, you know, maybe we're kidding ourselves here. That storm's probably washed that bridge away hours ago.
Why would you say that?
Well, have you seen any cars coming down the bridge road since dawn?
Jeffrey, it could be days before a car is seen up here.
That's exactly my point. You know, I'd hate to go traipsing through all the mud just to have to turn around and come back again.
Well, then, I guess we're just gonna
don't
have to cross
say
that
it.
bridge and we get...
Oh.
What other stupid jokes do I know? Let's see.
No more jokes while we're stuck here, please.
Oh, we're stuck here? Oh, but Jeffrey, make up your mind. I mean, 1 minute, you can't wait to leave the room that I'm in, and now you're inventing reasons to stay.
Would you like to take a chance, then? You got the keys. Go, have fun. I'm staying here until the ranger's office opens at noon.
All right, fine. Maybe I will.
Bye.
You know, Jeffrey, if you urge me to walk out this door, I'm not coming back.
Fine. I could always exist on berries and roots. Maybe I'll knit myself some new underwear from the bark of a tree.
You drive me crazy. There is something going on here.
What is going on here?
Okay, I want you to sit there. You sit there and look at me and tell me that you don't care. See? Look at you. You can't even do it. Tell me that you don't feel anything for me right now. Nothing.
You know, you have got a hell of a way of waging a simple argument.
What's simple about it?
I'm gonna start that car that kills me.
All right, one more time. You were at Johnny's. You were drinking heavily.
Yeah, look, I quit my job, all right? And, I was just feeling down about things, that's all.
Yeah, and when did you see Haley?
I guess a few minutes after she came in, and... Look, I really don't remember, okay? I mean, I wanted to dance, so I asked her.
Oh, yeah, is that all it amounted to? You just asked her to dance?
No. No, I was acting pretty crazy.
I have witnesses who say you couldn't take your hands off her as a matter of fact.
All right, look, I know I was out of line there, and I deserved to get thrown out of the place, but I didn't hurt anybody.
Did Brick throw you out?
Look, I don't know who it was, the owner of the place, and I don't remember much after that.
What happened to your face, Jake?
Look, I'm not
Did
sure
Brick
what
hit
happened to me. No, I fell. I tripped on a curb around the Anna Capway thing. I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure.
Oh, look, I was wasted. I don't remember what I did. I don't know where I was. And look, I know it sounds bad, but...
You're damn right it sounds bad. You think you can tell us that you were drunk and shrug your shoulders, it's gonna go away? I got news for you, pal. That don't cut it. Now, let's go back. You fell.
Yeah, I was walking down the middle of the street, and I see these lights coming at me, so I moved to the side of the road.
And that's when you fell off the curb.
Yeah, I tripped and I fell, and I know it was Anna Capway because I saw a liquor store there that I usually go to, and I seem to remember that I wanted to buy another bottle.
Did anyone see you?
They were closed. And like I said, I fell down and I was just lying there flat on my face. And I just laid there. And I was sore. And I just was gonna spend the rest of the night on the sidewalk.
But you didn't.
No, there was this bag lady. I don't know who she was. And she helped me up, and I think she wanted money.
A little more specific about how she looked.
Like, I'm not sure. I don't remember.
What the hell do I have to do to get through to you, man? This bag lady may be the only person on the face of the earth who can put you any place other than on the beach at the time of the rape.
Okay. All right, listen. She was an old lady. She was late 60s, 70 maybe. I'm not sure. She was just worn out.
Did she talk to you? Did she mention her name? Anything?
No. All right, oh, wait a minute. She was wearing something really crazy. Her pants, they were plaid pants, yeah. And she was wearing a baseball cap, a Dodgers cap.
Oh, that's something.
All right, look, Inspector, I don't know. I was a fool that night. But the only person that I hurt was myself. I swear to you.
I'm gonna start looking for this lady. Maybe we'll get lucky.
You don't have to stick around here. I mean, I'm not gonna run away from the place.
I'm not afraid of you, Jake.
Does that mean you're gonna take my case?
Whether you're innocent or guilty, I'm confident that you're not dumb enough to try anything here.
Look, I'm innocent, Miss Wainwright. I am. And Haley was a friend of mine. But I didn't even think her husband was good enough for her. And to think that I'd turn around and do I don't know what, but I wouldn't. You gotta believe me.
What I believe is I see a man who is scared to death of losing his freedom. Now, you better be more than scared if you want me to take you on. You better be as clean as a choir boy and twice as honest.
Hello, Eden.
My mother told me you stopped by.
Yes, I came to see Haley. She seems much better.
That was nice of you.
Well, I feel close to her. We seem to have a lot in common.
Oh, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, trying to fit in around here. Is that for family eyes only?
No, it was my, it's my parents' wedding album.
They're always a very handsome couple.
Yeah, they look really happy, don't they?
You're gonna have to update this album pretty soon.
Well, not right away. They're postponing their wedding plans.
Well, why would Gina out of the house?
Actually, it's not really for us to judge my parents' decision. They think it's best for the family. Although I have questioned it myself sometimes.
Well, maybe they need a little push.
And nobody pushes my father.
Well, it seems to me that the way to get CC to do something he doesn't want to do is not to let him know that he's doing it.
Oh, you're learning quick.
No, I had some friends in Los Angeles who remind me very much of your parents. They were crazy about each other.
Oh, what happened?
Well, nothing happened. That was the problem. They had the longest engagement in history. Pretty soon we all realized that if they weren't going to get married if we didn't help, so we threw them a wedding.
You threw them a wedding?
Yep. We had a minister, a caterer, and musicians, and we marched them over to their apartment, and they didn't have any choice. They had to get married.
Well, that's not bad. It would work.
It'll work for them. They're still together.
Although I don't see how I could plan something like this without my father knowing.
Well, I'll help in any way I can.
Well, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves. Actually, my mother did want to wait. I have to respect that. If there's going to be a wedding, it really should be a family decision.
Sounds to me like you had a crush on her, Jake.
Well, if I did, it didn't go anywhere. And Haley just came down to the stables for riding lessons to surprise Ted. I always said that guy had too much luck.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Ted Capwell never did anything to me, okay? But it's just his type. I mean, he got all the breaks.
Sounds to me like you don't like Ted very much, do you?
Like I said, it's his type. I mean, his dad comes down and gets a job with him with Abernathy, and 2 months later, he's got the job that I've been waiting for a whole year, and I'm still shoveling manure.
Maybe he deserved the promotion.
Deserved it, and the guy took more time off than he worked.
And then that's why you quit, right? Because Ted got a promotion.
Look, I know what you're thinking. And I didn't have it in for the guy. I was just mad, that's all.
Man enough for Ted to hurt his wife?
No! No! Not on Haley, no. Look, I'm just trying to be straight with you here. Yeah, I tied one on. And if Ted had come into that place that night, there would have been trouble. But he didn't. And I just left the place and I just slept it off. That's it.
Why don't you tell me why I should believe you?
Because I could never hurt Haley, no matter how drunk I was. She's the kind of a woman that you want to protect and you want to take care of, you know? Now I know I'm sounding crazy.
Cruz said that you were asking for a polygraph test.
Yes, I want to take one. Look, I'm telling you the truth. And all I want is a chance to prove it to you.
Right. Harbor Women's Mission. Got it, Pete. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Excuse me. If you've forgotten your way home, you can always follow me.
What are you hanging around here for, Mason?
Suppose they gave an arraignment and nobody came.
It's been pushed back a couple of hours.
Well, somebody could have notified me.
Well, I didn't have a chance. I've been interrogating the suspect.
Well, you're very official today, Inspector.
Well, I like to see things done by the book, Mason.
Would you tell the PD that I'd like to confer before the hearing?
You assume it's a PD?
Stable boy rapists don't usually attract the legal creme de la creme.
Well, I'm kind of busy, Mason. If you want to speak to Ms. Wainwright yourself, you should wait in the visitor's office.
Miss Wayne, wait a minute. Julia is defending Jake Morton?
Not yet, but I'm hoping I can convince her to take his case.
Oh, well, she'll know better than to get involved.
The guy needs a lawyer.
The guy needs a neutering, Cruz. He raped my sister-in-law. Julia was there the night it happened. How could she turn her back on Haley?
She hasn't. She's not even come close to the guy until she's convinced he didn't do it.
Yeah, great. That'll take about 5 minutes. All he'll have to do is tell her about his neglected childhood, and he'll have her right where he wants her.
I give her more credit than that.
Well, I give her heart all the credit in the world. It's her cerebrum I'm worried about.
Is that what you're worried about, Mason? Or do you think she might show you up again like she did in the Gus Jackson case?
Oh, go ahead. Try to put me into the role of the jealous colleague. Now, competition has nothing to do with it. It has a lot to do with my sister-in-law and my brother, and it has a lot more to do with what's right.
In your eyes.
If they have any intelligence at all, in the eyes of the jury, too. Mark my words. This is one hopeless case that Miss Julia Wainwright is not going to win.
Well, be it ever so humble, we call it home.
This'll do.
Yeah, well, I guess you kids didn't come here for the decor.
You can't be serious.
Look, don't be shy. I can get you something a little more cozy.
No, that won't be necessary. Here. I think that should cover it for the week.
Yeah, all right. Well, look, if you change your mind for a switcheroo, just give me a call.
What a sleaze.
Well, what did you expect, Lord and Lady Applegate?
You can't be serious about staying here.
Oh, I've done worse.
Yeah, so have I, but not by choice.
Believe me, I don't relish the smell of fresh mildew in the morning. It's called living within one's means.
Yeah, well, as soon as you get a job, maybe you can go figure...
With the Capwell Company? No, thanks. So don't even suggest it.
Why do you always go back to that?
Because I'm tired of being used by your family. The last time it got me thrown in jail.
You know, I am sorry I ever kidnapped you.
Oh, I'm not. You know, I thoroughly enjoyed pulling a stalled car out of the mud. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go and get my bag so I can unpack.
You want me to leave?
I believe that's what I was saying.
You know, Jeffrey, you just want me to walk out on you so you won't feel guilty.
What is this? Is it psychoanalysis?
No, I mean it. You throw these hints at me about me and my family, but you won't tell me where they come from.
Can't you just leave it for now?
No, I can't. And I can't change the way I feel either.
You know, I can't change the way things are.
What things?
Jeffrey, the last couple of months have been the most incredible times of my life. Even when I was afraid, I felt alive being with you. I can't just walk away and forget.
Well, there's nothing I can do about that, Kelly.
So what happens now?
Well, you know, you'll go back to your family and pick up where you left off.
I can't anymore. Haven't you been listening to me? I can't just pretend things are the same when I met you and... Jeffrey, I don't want to be living in a town right next to you and not even see you.
Hey. You know, when I first saw you, your eyes were so full of sadness. And I decided right there and then that I hated that person who put the sadness there. Don't you understand? I am the one who's doing it now, and it has to stop. Now, trust me, it'll only get worse. I am saying goodbye for you as much as I am for me. Now, I'm gonna go and get my bags. Kelly, I don't want you here when I come back.
Jeffrey loved PPC. PPC. Pushy, pushy, pushy.
I'm in a pushy mood. You couldn't stay away from this one, could you?
Stay out of what?
Stay away from the animal that attacked Haley.
Allegedly attacked Haley.
Be careful. Your bleeding heart's going to make a mess on this nice, clean floor.
Mason, just suppose for a minute that Jake is innocent.
Julia, you've got to curb this penchant of yours for the underdog. You've got enough to worry about with your own practice. Let another lawyer handle it.
He is in there taking a polygraph right now. There's also a good chance that he has a solid alibi for the night of the rape. Now, I am going to look over the facts, and I will let you know whether or not I decide to defend this case. And because you are such a good friend of mine, you'll be the first to know.
Julia, most cold-blooded killers know how to beat a polygraph.
No, not this time. I'm not going to be dragged into another lecture by you on criminal trial law.
It sounds like you could use one.
You'll be glad to know that your good buddy, Keith Timmons, he agrees with you wholeheartedly. You two are quite a team. Why bother with a trial? Why don't you just book a cell right now?
How do you let yourself get dragged into these situations?
I think my track record speaks for itself.
Oh, yes, indeed. You have a long history of aligning yourself with lowlifes.
Don't you dare speak to me like that. I will not spend 1 minute of my life defending my past to you or any of the other lowlifes in it.
I guess I deserve that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Believe it or not, I do have fond memories of the time we spent together. Recall a certain amount of magic in it.
Is that any way for a married man to be talking?
Pardon me, I'm new to the territory.
I have to get back to work.
You got time to answer some questions?
Depends on the questions.
Who do you like in the fifth?
Well, Sailor's Pride. Then again, Dusty's Dream could be a long shot.
Dusty's Dream. Well, that sounds like a long shot. Why is it so quiet around here?
It's always like this. The lunch crowd goes back down to the street.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm looking for a woman.
Ah, ain't y'all?
No, you misunderstand. This is for legal reasons. She's about your height, but in her 60s, wears loud pants, and they might be plaid.
Honey, you just described all our regulars.
And do all your regulars wear Dodger baseball caps, too?
No, that's just one. That's old Dottie.
Dottie?
Mm-hmm.
And is she around here?
Well, you just missed her, but she usually heads on back after a while.
Well, I'd like to talk to her when she does.
Well, good luck. She ain't too fond of cops. Nobody down here is.
Well, you know, don't you see, I just want to ask her a couple of questions. I'm trying to help out a friend who's in a jam.
Well, she might talk to you. Then again, she might not. And listen, honey, if you want to get anywhere with her, don't flash that badge.
Oh, thanks. I'll remember that. Thanks.
You just missed her. She left 5 minutes ago.
Another near miss. It's becoming the theme of this day.
I think it was terrific of her to come over and see Haley, and I think Haley appreciated it, too.
You sound surprised.
No, I'm not surprised. I'm trying to tell you that I'm glad she did it.
Doesn't have to mean it has to be a daily ritual.
Well, Dad, I thought you liked having the members of the family within swatting distance. Oh, I forget that's only real family members.
That's funny, Mason. Very funny. Did you take care of the affair we talked about today?
Wheels have been set in motion. You should be a free man before you know it.
Thank you, Mason.
Well, I appreciate that, Sophia, even though you had to say it for him.
Would you like to stay for lunch?
Well, what do you think, Dad?
Up to you, sonny boy.
Boy, you really know how to roll out the red carpet. No, thank you, Sophia, I can't. Besides, there's a direct correlation between Dad's appetite and my presence in this house. Good thing Victoria and I don't live here. You'd be down to skin and bone.
All right, Mason. Why does it always have to turn into this?
Because this is what we're about, Dad. And in the future, I'd appreciate it if you would at least try to be civil to my wife. Hi, Cal. I got him in a good mood for you.
Oh, Mason, not now.
What's wrong,
Darling,
baby?
where were you all night?
With Jeffrey. Drove up to the mountains, but we couldn't get back. There's a storm up there.
Do not owe us an explanation.
Oh, yeah? Why not? The man's a criminal out on bail.
Darling, I told you I've done everything I could for the boy.
Ah, the C.C. Capwell pledge of good intention.
Honey, we're sure he's not going to go back to jail.
This family is the reason he went there in the first place. I can't believe you used him after everything he did.
Just hold on 1 second there, Kelly, because we weighed the entire situation before anything was done.
Oh, I'm sure. And it was only convenient to make Jeffrey the fall guy.
Kelly, from a legal standpoint, Keith has nothing. Your freedom almost guarantees Jeffrey's.
And that is supposed to make me feel good about what you did?
Well, it's better than saying he'll be hanged for it.
Something is going on here you're not telling me about.
Baby, we know as much about this as you do.
No. Only as much as you'll let me know. I am tired of being protected around here. Tell me why Jeffrey hates his family so much. What does he hold against me for being a Capwell?
Here he is.
Thank you, Steve.
Was that the results of the lie detector?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. That and some notes that I took.
You gotta say that I told the truth.
You know, rape isn't just a crime to the body. It does as much damage to the heart and the mind. You understand what I'm saying? Haley Capwell was a very innocent and sweet young woman, and whoever did this to her took away her innocence forever.
You said whoever. Does that mean that you believe me?
I'm going to ask you one question, and I want an honest answer. Whatever you say here will not go further than this room, but I want the truth. Did you rape Haley Capwell? Now, whatever you say, you're going to get a decent defense because that's the law. But if you say yes, it won't be by me. If you lie now and I find out about it later, I will turn the evidence against you myself. Is that clear?
No, ma'am. I didn't rape Haley.
You got yourself a lawyer.
Surprise. Thought you were out checking Jake's alibi.
Well, I was, but I don't know. I just got overwhelmed and I couldn't stand not seeing you.
Well, it's awfully nice to have you overwhelmed.
You know, Eden, I love you, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for you, for us.
I feel the same way.
I'm glad you do, because, you know, someday I might need you to do a little favor for me that might seem odd to you. Like right now, for instance.
Why didn't you just say so? Where are we headed this time? Another trash dump?
No, not exactly, but for where we are headed, you're a little bit overdressed.
What's wrong with the way I look?
But don't worry, you see, because you got plenty of time to change.
Where are we going, a costume party? Jeffrey just seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Seems to have a talent for that.
When I was over at Johnny's, they were renovating the restaurant. A beam fell, and he pulled me out just in time.
He was slightly hurt, so we asked him to recuperate here.
You should have gotten out while the getting was good.
When did the trouble start?
Darling, there wasn't any trouble. When we came up with the kidnapping scheme, Jeffrey wasn't supposed to be involved. He was supposed to drive Pearl to the airport. The last minute, he changed places with him.
And that's the last contact we had with him until the both of you came back here.
You had to have done something. This doesn't make any sense.
Kelly, that's really about all there is.
And you didn't do anything to him, Mason?
Oh, he was Dad's chauffeur. I hardly had anything to do with him at all.
You know, he asked a lot of questions about this family, but especially you.
Well, I'll admit that he didn't like me from the start. But I wondered if maybe that wasn't because he knew one of us from before.
Well, some people happen to be hostile to other people who are more fortunate than them, that's all.
Honey, when he was recuperating, I tried to talk to him. He was very pleasant, but he didn't tell me anything. What do we know about him?
I don't know. All I know is he's very sweet and very brave.
Honey, when you talked to him, did he tell you anything about his family, where he's from?
Yes, he would start to, and then he would refrain from saying anything. He talked about his home in England once.
Baby, I can find out anything you want me to find out.
Uh-oh, the sledgehammer approach rears its ugly head.
I don't want Jeffrey investigated. I just want some answers.
Baby, we don't have any answers.
Where is he now, darling?
He's staying at a motel.
We can stay here.
Oh, never. He hates this family, Mama. And I think he hates me, too.
I'll go talk to her. Any man that could turn his back on you would have to be certifiably insane.
You know, sometimes I don't know if I want to hit you or hug you.
As I recall, you like to take turns. Kelly, believe it or not, there are worse things in life than being young, beautiful, rich, and a Capwell.
Listen, let me see your ring. Please.
I had a sudden interest in my jewelry.
Please, let me just see it. To Mason, love, Mother.
Kelly, I've had it for years. It was a graduation present from Harvard.
I know. I have seen a ring exactly like this, Mason.
Really?
Your mother was Pamela Capwell?
Yeah.
What was her maiden name?
Pepperidge.
See? Oh, my God.